some fun.
But are you ready for the Seal of Ori countdown?
Yeah. No, that's supposed to come up before the show starts.
Oh, okay. I can do that, yeah.
Good morning, Phyrexia. How are you guys today? All what looks like none of you.
No, we got Joe.
We got Joe? Hi,
Hell yeah.
Joe.
You were in the chat. You saw him. Anyways, he said we're late. And I say blame the advanced scene switcher and or Twitch. I don't know.
Don't thank me. Thank Justice Fruit Pies.
Absolutely. All right, we appear to be in motion. All right, everything looks good. Cool. So, check it. Let's look at what lies on the Modern Horizons 2.
Yeah.
There's so much shit.
So much shit. All
They're-
like $300 a box of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're planning to not get a box of it.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but
It's time spiral price. Yeah. So check out Eve Progenitor. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of returning mechanics. And they seem to have commented on every fucking card that had a returning mechanic.
yay.
So let's check out Aeve's Stormy Ooze. The Progenitor Ooze, he has Storm. They pointed out he enters with a counter on it for each other ooze. When you storm, the copies enter one by one before the original. So the first one enters with no counters, if he's the only one, and then the next one enters with a counter.
The copies enter first.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But also it sounds like separately.
Cool.
So if you're concerned about, whenever one or more creatures enter, it sounds like they all get a trigger.
Okay.
Which is weird, but, yeah.
No, it's good to know that it's not all at the same time, or else freaking, damn it, what's that card that we use with Gave? Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, creatures you control get a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, he's gonna love that shit.
But, again, it's more ridiculous if they all enter the play at the same time, because then they all get equal number of counters. Whereas that one will enter, everything will get a +1/+1 counter, then that one's gonna enter, and everything gets a +1/+1 counter, and then that one's gonna enter, and everything gets a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, so does he assign that many counters or just one?
It's just, one per guy entering, but
Oh,
if
okay.
5 guys enter at the same time,
Yeah, then
everything
they would
gets
all get
5
five,
+1/+1 counters.
Okay. Yeah. What's that, Lurgoyf, I think, is an old one?
Yeah, Lurgoyf, Tarmogoyf mostly.
Tarmogoyf, that's
yeah,
the one.
The card that you're referring to is pretty much Tarmogoyf.
Yeah. Well, they're printing Altar of the Goyf. It's a tribal artifact.
Uncommon? Jesus.
Yeah. Lurgoyf creatures you control have trample. And, a lot of the comment, anyways. What is a card type? It's pretty obvious, but what's not a card type is Legendary, Basic, and Snow. Those are super types. Other than that, everything on the left of a dash.
Tribal. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah.
So, yeah. Check out Arcbound Javelineer. They're bringing back Modular. So, what's fun about this? You know how -1/-1 counters and +1/+1 counters cancel?
Mm-hmm.
That happens at the same time. This would be checked for death. So if you put -1/-1 counters on it to kill it, those, thanks to Modular, it works. The +1/+1s go elsewhere.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's fun. Archfiend of Sorrows. Unearth is not casting, it's an ability. And they talked at length about that. This was fun. As a smorgasbord of letters in her name, I just liked it because they had a bunch of, they talked about it a bit, and they made sure to type out her name every single time.
Perfect.
And the final piece of advice was, it's pronounced just the way it's spelled. So for unrelated reasons, I was like, oh, hey, cool. It's Teferi. Oh, they have a pronunciation guide for Teferi. Does that mean that we know if it's Kaya or Kea? No idea.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's tragic. Do you know what an intervening if is? I think most people do. Or, no, I think most people don't. I don't know. Anyway, here, check it. Blacksmith's Skill. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. If it's an artifact creature, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn.
Oh.
So, it checks artifactness at the last chance. Hey, Daiko Deck. You came here for the last Magic stream, right? Yeah, man. We're back to Magic.
Welcome
or did
back.
you come back here for the Skullgirls stream? Hey, we're playing Magic. Yeah. Bloodbraid Cascade Moraid. Okay, so, what is it? Cascade. I have a template on my notes here. I have more notes. What's the important part? If a spell with Cascade is countered, Cascade still happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Recent rules change to Cascade, apparently. You can't, like, cheat it with a split card. You have to end up also casting a spell with lesser. So, what does Bloodbane Marauder cost? 1 and a red. Turn and burn, one of those is less than 1, and one of those, or less than 2, and one of them is more than 2.
1 is 3 and 1 is 2.
Yeah. And is Cascade less than or equal to?
I think it's less than.
Oh, okay.
That costs less, yeah.
Well, bad example on
But
Blood.
I get what you mean, yeah. There's like,
Yeah, so if you hit a card, and it's a split card, you have to, like, you can still pick either one, but it has to be, like, as though you had cascaded into it legally.
Okay. Cool. Oh my god, Manchild sent me the new, there's a guy that just got printed, that is coming out in Modern Horizons that I'm super stoked for.
Oh man, we might cover it.
Tavern Scoundrel.
Oh, I don't know that one.
He's a freaking common. 1 and a red for a 1/3. Whenever you win a coin flip, create 2 treasure tokens. 1, tap, sack another permanent, flip a coin.
That's cool.
Guess who's stoked?
Yeah, I would have thought that up.
Clark a freaking Shima.
Yeah, absolutely. Blossoming Calm, and which broke for some reason. All right, whatever.
Yay.
Countering something with rebound means the rebound doesn't happen, so it does go to the graveyard.
Yep.
Bone Shards. It's mostly, as an additional cost, sacrifice a creature or discard a card. So if I go to, like, cast it and sack a creature, you can't path to exile the creature out from under it.
Right.
Really, this is just a thinly veiled excuse for me to say, I will tell you when Bone Shards is ready.
Bone Shards is ready.
Yeah. Burdened Aerialist, this is another obvious one. You can, whenever you sacrifice a token, it gains flying till end of turn. But blockers have blocked when they block. Meaning, if I attack and you block with a 1/1, and then I say, cool, I'll sack a treasure for some reason, and it gains flying. Too late. Already blocked.
Still blocked, yeah.
Yeah. Captain Ripley Vance. This is a thinly veiled excuse to say the phrase, believe it or not. Hey, later, Dyko Deck. Glad to have you step in. Stop in. And what is it, like, when you cast your third spell each turn? Yeah, you know how that works. That's fine. Karth the Lion. Look at the bottom. Planeswalker's Loyalty's ability, you activate cost an additional +1.
Yeah.
That's mind melding.
Yeah.
Or mind melting.
Yeah, it's really, really infuriatingly worded.
Yeah, but it's you get one more counter on them.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that looks like a massive target for Helm of the Hosts.
Right. Oh my god, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm going to have like a +13 to create 3/1/1 guys.
And speaking of creating 1/1 guys...
yeah, my man.
Whenever the tokens be created, it doesn't mean you have to control the ability, just the tokens.
Yep.
So yes, my Griswold is going to give you a plant and a squirrel.
And a squirrel! Awesome!
Douthie, I forget what I wanted to say about Douthie. What do I have to say about Douthie?
Anyway, instead
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Opponents' non-token creatures don't die, they're exiled instead. Opponents' tokens die.
Mm-hmm.
For what it's worth. Please tell me this is... Oh, I broke it. Oh no. So, Chef's Kiss is bullshit. And I don't have a picture of it at the moment. But, yeah.
Chef's Kiss?
Yeah, here, let me pull it up because it's important enough. Come back up. Come back up. And then don't you fucking refresh on me, I'll stab you. Chef's Kiss. It's refreshing. Let me get, 8 out of 10 letters in.
Nice.
This is fucking...
Unprofessionalism is part of our charm.
Alright? This is what I get for owning, anything mobile. Chef's Kiss. Gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent or player. Copy it, then reselect the targets at random for the spell in the copy. The new targets can't be you or a permanent you control.
Awesome.
It's horseshit. If there are no legal new targets for the spell or the copy, targets unchanged. Okay?
Oh, interesting.
Meaning if it's like me versus Alex and he uses Lava Axe, he Lava Axes me, and I Chef's Kiss, the spell and the copy both hit me. For some reason. They described it pretty much in a 2-player game. It can have you attempt to choose an illegal target, fail, and effectively counter it and its copy. So it's something like, note that Chef's Kiss may make some or all of the targets of a spell illegal. For example, any spell an opponent casts that targets a creature you control will be unable to find a new legal target, and its target will remain unchanged. In that case, that part of the spell will do nothing. If that was the spell's only target, that spell will be removed from the stack when it tries to resolve. In short, I have no fucking idea what that means.
Jesus.
Yeah. Have you heard of Lion's Eye Diamond?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's pretty old. And, gotta refresh again. They're making Diamond Lion, which does pretty much the same thing. But the thing is, it's like a mana ability, but only anytime you could activate an instant. So, like, the note they put is, you can't use it to cast a spell, because you can't cast a spell as you're casting a spell. But you can, in fact, float mana for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do it as an instant, as normal, and then use that mana to cast the spell. So, anyways. It's needlessly complicated. You know what's cool, though, is Grist, the Hunger Tide. That's the secondary art. It's cooler.
Ooh.
As long as he's not on the battlefield, he's a 1/1 insect creature in addition to everything else.
Yeah.
And he's legendary. So, the note they had is, because, like, that ability works before the game during deck building, he can be your commander.
Yeah.
Which means that when it says he's also a creature, therefore he's a creature, so he can be your commander, that when the gods are listed as, you know, creatures, that's not right, man. Because it's an enchantment, but it says, like, as long as you're devotion, whatever, he is not a creature. The only difference being he should be under enchantments.
Oh, but he's specifically an enchantment creature.
Yeah. So he should be under enchantments, because he's not a creature, but he's under creatures in that thing.
Weird.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because if Grist is a creature before the game happens, then Athreos is not a creature before the game happens. I say.
But, like, Athreos specifically says legendary creature enchantment.
Yeah.
He is a creature base. Like, the card is a creature.
Yeah.
No matter, like, whenever.
And he is not.
Yeah. But
Except his ability says he is.
Right.
Before the game.
Because card text overrides rules.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I guess I see what you're saying is that
if they can have an ability that acts outside of the game.
But as long as it's the first line of text.
Okay.
It's because Athreos says indestructible and then the devotion thing. Indestructible doesn't matter outside, like when he's not in play.
That's true.
But no, I definitely see what you're saying with that.
Yeah. Inevitable betrayal. They have a note that, like, they've explicitly said, you can search for ... and find nothing. And they said, like, you might find nothing, including they don't have anything, or you don't like what they have, if you want, for what it's worth. You don't have to be like, I'm going to pick something in my deck and then search for it, for what it's worth. Mystic Red Action. Do you want a second cleanup step? That can happen. If you have to, like, whenever you discard a card, each opponent mills 2 cards. And if for some reason they get to draw, like, or if you have to discard during your cleanup, because you have too many cards in hand, this happens, and then there's another cleanup step after.
Oh, crazy.
For what it's worth. This is the cool one. Parcel Mirror. It is a clue. And I don't just mean to sack it, draw a card, but also the creature type clue.
Very cool.
And the important parts here is what we're all very excited about is Academy Manufactor. If you would create a clue, food, or treasure token, instead create one of each.
Mm-hmm.
When you, the wizards make a note, when you cast a creature, you're not creating it.
Yeah, no.
Even though he specifies token. But
yeah, no, there's specifically, like, it says create a food token.
Yeah. For what it's worth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Subtlety. I don't have anything to say. I just think it's funny. Incarnation of Subtlety. Check out that art.
You'll have no idea. Choose up to one target creature spell or planeswalker spell. Its owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. What? Daxus is gonna love that.
Yeah.
Daxus. Oh my god. Cool planeswalker. Put it on top of your deck.
Yeah.
I swing.
This has some weird shit. Alright. Thrasta Tempest's Roar.
Yeah.
Trample over planeswalkers. And also trample. Alright. It is possible. Alright. Well, a few notes. One, if I'm attacking a planeswalker and I have trample over it, it doesn't mean that I can line up all your planeswalkers.
Right.
Two, this is hilarity. It is possible for a planeswalker to become a creature for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's possible for me to use Thrasta to attack a planeswalker. You turn that planeswalker into a creature, or it already is one, and you assign that creature planeswalker to block. The note they have is they have to decide whichever, like, loyalty tokens or toughness, whichever is greater, they take that much thrust damage, and then the excess goes above.
Interesting.
And they make a note, you know how Death Touch and Trample doesn't mean you can just deal 1 and then the remainder...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, ditto loyalty counters.
Okay.
Urza's Saga. It's a land saga. And the weirdness is that if I do, like, Blood Moon, it's a mountain and not a saga, and it loses its counters, you immediately sacrifice it. Which I wouldn't have guessed, so that's...
You immediately sacrifice it?
Yep. If you turn it into... If it becomes not a saga, then you sacrifice it, apparently. It's a note they said, and yeah, that was my reaction. By decree of the Wizards, and I don't know why.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's about all the interesting stuff. Diamond Lion somehow didn't work. Parcel Mirror is exciting. So exciting. And I don't have a note here. They're reprinting Patchwork Gnomes, which has Regenerate, which I thought they didn't like, but I guess they're fine with.
Yeah,
I mentioned that to Alex, and he said, did they say they're not reprinting it? And I said, no, but they did say they hate it, and what they like instead is gains indestructible till end of turn.
Yeah.
And also, Get Hype. They are reprinting Cabal Coffers, Karmic Guide, Mirari's Wake, Nevinral's Disc.
It's a lot of very usable stuff in this format.
Yeah.
A lot of very usable. Specifically the Cabal Coffers. That shit is...
Oh, yeah. Staple.
Nuts. I'm so excited for the people that I know to get more of those.
Yeah. Yeah. And what worries me, they're reprinting Milliken, which means my $1.34 Milliken is probably going to drop to like $1.25. I got to sell it.
Yeah, God.
Yeah. And that's all we have to say about what lies on the horizon in Magic here on this stream. Overlay images, I have a new system. It is absurd, and it enables new levels of dumb bullshit. Let me demonstrate. Normally, I had this, I had it on the companion app. I could just send it an arbitrary link, and then it would throw the arbitrary link. It would just link it and throw it up there. Mm-hmm. But now, also, I have a bot watching a particular Discord channel, so I can, if I send an attachment to that Discord channel, just hell yeah, arbitrary images, so easy. Alex was telling me Yawgmoth looks like Matt Mercer.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, for some reason when I looked at the card briefly and blindly and through a sleeve and on my crappy print, I just got the impression that it was much more angular and pointy. But no, he's a little broader. And
dude, I had a dream where I convinced Matt Mercer to dress up as Yawgmoth for Halloween.
Why bother? He did it for the Minneapolis live show.
Yeah. I just don't know if he'd ever get rid of his facial hair. He looks good with facial hair.
He does, yeah. Well, okay. I was going to say, I don't know anyone who looks worse with facial hair. But, like, Joel Haver, who does videos on the internet, like, under his own name, he looks good with facial hair, but when he does his, part of his gimmick is he'll, output it as images and then sort of trace over it. Mm-hmm. So it's, a particular art style. It's interesting. But also the way he describes it, it looks like a nightmare of time. When he does that, he'll draw himself only with the mustache, but not his, beard. Mm-hmm. And it looks like, it looks like a guy in the 70s who thought he was still in his 20s, but he was in his 40s. Yeah. On the 24th, which is a Thursday, which is abnormal for us, Magic 102. If you saw Magic 101, I taught Joe most of how to play Magic. Magic 102 should finish that off.
Awesome.
And Alex suggests if we ever do a Magic 103, that'll be Commander. And yeah, I mean, Joe also suggests that at some point, we'll get him as certified as possible and then just say, all right, play. Mm-hmm. And if he can do that completely, no training wheels, no help, we'll call that, an exam or whatever. But
oh, yeah. Yeah,
and I figure that won't cover deck building, but then again, I'm gonna teach him how to build a deck legally. Mm-hmm. So that's only half the game. But more excitingly, Wednesday, 11:30.
Urza's Saga.
Nope. Nope.
Sacrifice it. I'm so lost on that. It's a land. I was wondering if it went away when the fucking saga was done.
Yeah.
Because it's a land.
Nah, being a saga, it includes Anyways, Wednesday, 11:30. We're going to watch Jujutsu. This one.
Yeah.
There's an anime that also includes... Nah, not the anime. This. The one with Nicolas Cage. We're going to make fun of it. I have not seen it at all. Alex has seen, like, as much as he could tolerate.
Yes. Exactly how I would put that, yeah.
And, yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to make fun of it. You watch it. We'll flash up frames. It's going to look a lot like this. And if you're insane, you can get my companion app that almost works. Yeah. But in the meantime, let's enough of this nerd shit. Let's play Magic.
Oh my god, can't wait to play.